Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at MMA DNA. I'm here with UFC Welterweight fighter Bryan Barberena. Bryan Barberena will fight at UFC Lincoln in Nebraska, 25th of August, against Jake Ellenberger. And first of all, Bryan, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on again. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the interview, man. Always a pleasure. Let's start at the beginning. We spoke in Rotterdam. We met each other right before the fight against Leon Edwards. The fight didn't go your way, but after that you had an injury. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, I had a break in my foot, and the break actually separated a tendon that connects to your foot. And so then when they went in to repair it, the bone was actually broken apart, so they had to remove the pieces of the bone. They couldn't save it. And then they had to reattach that tendon to my foot, and that tendon had a bunch of tears in it. And so they repaired the tears in the tendon, reattached it, and then closed me up. And it was just recovery from then on. I couldn't really put any pressure on my foot for about 6 months. A lot of physical therapy, a lot of strengthening my foot, and then slowly getting back into training, and then finally getting back into full contact and being able to train.
Awesome. And since when are you in training again?
I'd say probably 3 months prior to so like 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
Okay, great. So you was a little bit, I guess you were a little bit surprised about you fighting Jake Ellenberger right now, but the UFC actually put on their site that you was fighting Jake Ellenberger in Utica in June. Were you surprised about that actually?
Yeah, I was supposed to fight him in Utica.
Yeah.
I ended up my foot, ended up getting like a little re-injured, bugging me too much, and also I hadn't been cleared by the doctor yet.
Yeah.
I was cleared to start some training, but not fully cleared for competition. So I wanted the fight. I said yes to the fight. I had not signed any paperwork or contract yet. And then I was waiting to get cleared by the doctor. I went in to get cleared, did not get cleared. And so I couldn't take the fight. They had already announced it and everything, and I hadn't signed the contract yet. So I was kind of bummed about that. Kind of made it look like, maybe I was pulling out or something. But I definitely wanted the fight. I just wasn't able to get cleared by the doctor.
Okay, yeah, it shows you definitely want the fight because the fight is rescheduled now for Lincoln, Nebraska. You're taking on Jake Ellenberger. You have a history with the Ellenberger family. You fought Joe Ellenberger in your UFC debut back in 2014. Does that make something? Is it something extra to you, or do you think maybe it's something extra to Jake? What do you think about it?
For me, it doesn't mean anything. It's just another person in the cage. I don't care if they're brothers, not related at all, whatever. It's just another person standing across from me that I have to beat. I actually have no problems with his brother at all during when we fought. Just normal stuff as far as like leading up to the fight. But afterwards, I ran into him a couple times. We talked, no problems. Really nice guy. Talked back and forth. I haven't really talked to Jake ever, I don't believe, but it's nothing for me. It's just another fight. For him, it might be a sweet thing to try to catch revenge or something, but that's going to be hard to do.
Yeah, let's talk about the actual fight. What's going to happen? You're on the main card, which is always good. What do you expect from the fight? What's your game plan, and what do you expect from him to bring to the fight?
Well, I expect to knock him out. I'm gonna finish him. I'm gonna knock him out. Whether it be the first, second, or third, it don't matter. I'm gonna get a finish, and I'm gonna put him away in front of everybody. And it's gonna be his last fight in the UFC, and then he can go pursue something else. Go on a different adventure. He's done a lot for the sport. He's been in it for a long time. He's a journeyman. He's fought some big fights, big name. But it's time for him to go pursue something else. It's my time now.
Clear. The training, what you do now. You are now back at the MMA lab for your last weeks of training. But where do you train normally? Because you're switched to. Where do you live again now? In the east, more on the East Coast.
Yeah, I live in Tennessee,
Yeah,
right
exactly.
outside Knoxville, Tennessee. So in Tennessee, I train at Shield Systems Academy. I train there with Scott Holtzman, and then Ben's the coach. Ben Harris, I train there with them. Work jiu-jitsu, and then have team practice with Holtzman and a lot of other guys. And then as the fight, when I was getting more prepared and stuff, I wanted to travel to North Carolina and train at Jimmo's with Jeff Jimmo and all his crew there. A lot of guys, 70 pounders, 85ers, 205ers, a lot of big guys to give me some good looks and get me ready for the fight, work my skills a little more, and then finish up off at the MMA lab and really get the best training in the game and be ready to go.
Awesome. Sorry, I have to. Who's in your corner for this fight? Is it just the usual people?
In this fight, I have Jeff Jimmo from the Jimmo Gym,
Yeah.
and then Benson Henderson and John Crouch.
Okay, so Benson Anderson is back in your corner.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, what I always wanted to ask you, your nickname, Bam Bam, where does it come from, and can you explain it?
Yeah, actually, when I was younger, just a little kid, my hair was kind of a blonde, dirty blondish, and I had like that bowl haircut kind of going. And my uncle used to call me Bam Bam all the time because I guess I used to run around and like smash stuff and just be wild little kid. And so he always used to call me Bam Bam from the Flintstones, and so it kind of stuck. And I got called that growing up, and then it kind of disappeared for a while. And when I started fighting, my brother started calling me it again, and then it just kind of stuck. And it kind of goes with my fighting style, and the way I go into fights, the way I fight. So it's just a perfect nickname for me.
Awesome, man. On the Lincoln, Nebraska card, you have also some teammates fighting on there. It's all back to back. Is that difficult for your trainers?
I think John Moraga's a little bit earlier on the card, so
That's switched.
Yeah, he's a little bit earlier in the beginning, and then I also have some friends on the card. Luke Sanders, John Tuck's trained with me before, a friend of mine. So they're also on the card, but me and Courtney Casey are back to back. I believe I'm first, and then she's right after. It makes it a little difficult as far as just who's going to stay in the back, and if we have some of the same corners. So it's not really difficult for me, but I guess probably could be a little bit difficult for the coaches. But usually they just run back, switch shirts, and then walk on out. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, John is before you. They switched it. So
yeah. So now John's on the prelims.
No, main card, man.
John Moraga's on the main card?
Yeah, they switched it. He's the second fight on the main card. You're the third.
Oh, they switched it?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I haven't seen the updated card. I don't know where I'm at then.
Yeah, you're
Am
third.
I still on the main card?
Yeah, definitely. You're third.
Oh. Okay, well. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen the new lineup, but whatever it is, yeah, if it has to be, we're all back to back, then it's just a matter of who's cornering who and them switching out. It doesn't really affect me very much.
Okay, I just want to ask. Let's also talk about Tuesday. Tuesday, you were in Vegas with your teammate there, Bobby Moffat, who was trying to get a UFC contract. He got that. Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, Bobby's one of those guys. He works really hard, and he's really good in the sport. A great guy. He really deserved that contract. He worked hard for it. He put in the time. He had a slip up in the beginning of the year, but he bounced back really strong. Won some fights. Put on a hell of a show in front of Dana White at when Dana White's looking for a fight. He was on. He was on that. So and then came back, got invited to the Contender Series, went over there and. He seems really focused, made the right adjustments. I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the UFC, and I'm really super happy for him to get this contract.
Awesome, man. Looked very good. Darce choke submission in the second round, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great fight. You in the Netherlands, did you actually did something around the fight? Did you some sightseeing and all that kind of stuff? Did you have time for that?
When I was in the Netherlands, I didn't really have too much time. I walked around quite a bit, just local around the hotel and stuff. I didn't get to travel and see as much as I'd like. So maybe I'd like to go back there sometime and either fight again and stay a little bit longer or just go out there to visit for a little vacation with the family or something and really explore more. It looks beautiful. It's beautiful out there, and I'd love to see more.
Awesome, man. Ever been to Lincoln, Nebraska, or is this the first time?
This will be my first time in Nebraska. I'm expecting a lot of cornfields, but I heard the downtown area is pretty nice, and I'll probably walk around some and enjoy my time there.
Okay, awesome. When do you leave to Nebraska?
I leave not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. Yeah, so the Tuesday of fight week. Can't remember the date on that.
Awesome. Last question. This is your first fight from this year. You're almost a year off because of the injury. Do you expect to fight another fight this year, or do you take it easy? What's the plan?
The plan is to get through Ellenberger, to beat him in exciting fashion, and then I hope to fight one more time before the year ends. I would like to fight mid-December, right before Christmas, bring in some good cash flow for some nice presents and a good time, and enjoy some food with my family over Christmas.
Awesome, man. And also a thing, I read what you wanted. You want to be in the EA UFC game. Is that still a thing you want?
Yeah, I mean, is that a lot to ask? I mean, really, is that a lot to ask? I just, put me in the game. My kids really want to play as me in the game. They made characters that that look like me. Let's just make it official and just put me in the UFC game already. Come on. I mean, I heard I was going to be in the third one when it came out, and then it came out. I wasn't in it. They do updates and add characters. I understand the beard's complicated and it's hard to work in and everything, but let's make it happen, guys. Come on.
I agree with you, man. I want to thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best in your fight, and I hope to talk to you soon, man.
All right, thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it, and I look forward to putting on a show for everybody.
Awesome. Do you want to do any shout outs or sponsors? Thank you. Doing it right now, man, if you want.
Okay. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Brian_Barberena. I have a fan page at Bryan Barberena on Facebook. I'd like to thank people, all my people who support me. Most importantly, my family, my wife and kids, always supported me. I wouldn't be where I am without them. Wouldn't be who I am without them. I love them very much. Thanks to my sponsors, Sweet James, Accident Attorney, for always having my back and watching out for me. And Red Bar, Zip Fizz, great things that helped me get through camp. And let me think. There's more. Gold Club Canine Group, always giving me great stuff for my dogs. Zen Kennels, always backing me, watching me. So, I just want to thank everybody, and thank you for the support. Thank you to the fans, all the band fans out there. And thank you very much. Look forward to putting on a show August 25th.